Hello, welcome to the main screen of Sherlock Holmes. Case of the Silver Earring. Yes, we're back here. Normally I'd just go straight into the game and play that for a bit, but I wanted to show you something which is really kind of annoying. This. You will note that this is not the last thing you saw. The last thing you saw will be this image. The reason is, about half an hour just wasn't recorded. This game, my computer thinks, look at a walkthrough means, let me look at a walkthrough, and by the way, perhaps stop recording, I don't need you. So, this, about 45 minutes worth of footage, completely, well, it wasn't even footage, it was just me playing a game. Not that that's a bad thing, but when you're going, I'm gonna let's play this game, that means I kind of have to redo this 45 minutes worth of stuff. It's almost like this game doesn't want me looking at a walkthrough. Here we are, we're back here, with all the ominous music. Having looked at this, actually, I'd got this the wrong way around, and it's the crab, the deer, the bear, and then any random order followed by the eagle. So I was kind of close. But I think that has a downpour in it, and this one has, and the bear has fast rivers. So, oh well. Random clicking. Whee! And eagle. Hooray!
It is elementary. Someone tried to force this safe.
Oh dear. Right, pick up the various things. Force safe. Da, 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 da. So we read these, and if we've got everything, Watson should shout that he's found a thing. A key. That's what it was. The letter from Bromsby to Fowlet. Okay. My dear friend, as I told you during my last visit, the difficulties between Grimble and my nephew have taken a critical turn. It seems that this ungrateful young man has gained the upper hand, and if he doesn't complain any more, then the foreman and some of the workers are doing it for him. I beg your help. I don't think that young Wyatt is a ne'er-do-well, but his acquaintances here in London have a negative effect on him. Would you kindly tutor him in his studies far from the city? I think that in your company he would find real value, and will return to the right path. I am eternally in debt to his poor mother, and cannot stop thinking about his future well-being, despite his ingratitude. Your friend, Melvin Bromsby. Ooh, audience text. Miller, Simpson, Kirby, A. Collins's case. The court returned a verdict of guilty for Mr. Miller and Mr. Kirby as accessories in the accidental death of Louis Castigletti during a brawl at a place named the Inn of the Golden Apple in Dexham on the night of the 20th to the early hours of the 21st of February 1892. Mr. Kirby and Miller have been sentenced to 3 years of hard labour. The court returned a verdict of guilty for Mr. Miller, Simpson, Kirby and Collins for the charges of robbery. Said robbery took place at the Inn of the Golden Apple during the night of the 20th to the morning of the 21st of February 1892. Mr. Miller, Simpson, Kirby and Collins are each sentenced to pay a fine in the amount of £125 to Mr. Frano Castigletti. A letter from Caracas, Venezuela. 16th of the 5th, that's May, 16th of May, 1894. Dear Mr. Fowlet, I have personally welcomed the nephew of your friend. This Wyatt Collins doesn't seem to be a bad fellow at first glance, but I think he needs a firm hand. He was hired as a supervisor for the copper mines near the border. I believe that the hard-working way of life that we lead will have a healthy effect on him. Sincerely yours, Grant Sullivan, I think, Chief Foreman. So I'm guessing that's a link from that. British Embassy, 13th of the 8th, so that's the 13th of August 1895. Notice is hereby given that a British subject, Wyatt Collins, was arrested by Brazilian authorities in the region of Guacaimo. It is our embassy's policy to inform the proper interested parties in England when a British citizen stands accused of a crime and lacks the adequate means to secure a proper local barrister for his defence. Since the individual in question may be subject to a term of imprisonment, if you desire to meet his needs, since that should be like a comma or something, that doesn't make sense on its own. If you desire to meet his needs, you must make arrangements to the Brazilian Embassy in London. R. Chestwick, Attaché. British Embassy, 2nd of February 1897. Mr. Fowlett, notice is hereby given that Mr. Wyatt Collins was discharged. As you were earlier informed, Mr. Collins had been enjoying a half-free order for the past 10 months due to his good behaviour and the influence of the prison warden at Guacaimo, who was a former soldier of Her Majesty's army. Under the former conditions of his sentence, Mr. Collins was required to remain within the territory. Hereinafter, he is free to leave the country. R. Chestwick, Attaché. A draft of Sir Bromsby's will. According to the wishes of Sir Bromsby, the will is to be written in favour of Herman Grimble, unless he predeceases the testator, regardless of Miss Lavinia's majority. She will be paid a substantial pension during this period. In the event that Miss Lavinia should marry before the death of Mr. Grimble, then she and her husband would exercise control over the Bromsby assets to the prejudice of Mr. Grimble. Regardless, Mr. Grimble would retain his right... Okay, that just sounds speckled bandish. Regardless, Mr. Grimble would retain his right to oversee the daily operations of Bromsby Enterprises and over any portion of dividends according to his personal investment in the aforesaid business. So he drops from majority owning proportion shareholder to minority shareholder. Find out the information in legal texts about the majority and probable success of the heiress to contest such a document. So, so it might be the case that this will hadn't been written out yet. Interesting. Letter from Bromsby to Fowlett. My dear friend, I will not be able to pay you a visit next week as we had arranged. A terrible revelation has added to my usual worries. I shared with you earlier the boasts of my nephew when he was employed at the cement factory and the accusations he has raised against Grimble. The recent visit of Her Majesty's tax official has done little to lessen these suspicions. The lack of time, and perhaps courage, does not permit me to reveal Herman's machinations, but I will reveal the complete truth as soon as possible. How could I imagine ever being betrayed in such a way? Your friend, Sir Melvyn Bromsby. And they capitalised the Sir! Hooray! Piece of paper. What does it say? 1 1 1 2 1 1 2 1 1 1 1 1 2 2 1. So 3 1 2 2 1 1. That's what that would end up being. So I'm guessing there's something we've not looked at here. I can't remember what we've not looked at. Yay! Just waiting now for Watson to call and say he's found a key. Footprints. Let us measure the footprints.
It is a size 7.
Huzzah! Okay, so I've not found everything I need to find. Ooh, have we been in the kitchen in this one? I mean, this is the third time we've been in the kitchen.
I need something. White flaky ash.
Because I had this once.
Gin! Blood! Blood! Gin!
Yeah, the blood. He's dead, Gin. I'm not sure what I've seen in this one that I've not seen in others. No? Okay. The reason for this is I played it, but it crashed without me saving. Then I had to replay up to that part, and there's some bits from there that I missed.
The blood was cleansed with this mop.
Right. Then I had to catch up to that, so I missed some bits that I otherwise had got. Outside. The reason, so yeah, and there's some bits that I got during that I'm kind of not sure if I've got here. But by the look of it, I didn't get the Ugh. I haven't got what's behind here. Which I'm guessing... Corridor... This will be the bedroom. Just here. From my kind of rough estimation. We have what looks to be a shoe print. Or footprint.
Footsteps. Size 10.
Oh, come on, Watson. Tell me you found a key. Because I can't talk to the two people. They've not got anything to add. I'm not sure. This is the annoying part of I don't know what I've missed.
Close.
Just use the flipping key. Just use it automatically. Have I looked at these shoes? No, I haven't.
Size 6.
Holmes, Murray has just found a key in the garden.
I keep forgetting to look at those shoes. I thought I'd already looked at them in the safe. Obviously not. Watson.
Holmes, Murray has just found a key in the garden.
It should be done quickly.
What should be done quickly? What, using the key? That's what we're going to do. So, we've got one door, and only one door that we've not opened, which is the one in here. I don't know if I've already tried to open it in this safe. But this one's locked, so we need the key.
Watson, over here.
Someone's covered in potatoes.
My God, this man is dead, Holmes.
He looks mashed.
Brilliant deduction. I thought perhaps he was tired and decided to rest under a pile of potatoes, which in turn fractured his skull. Watson, you see everything, but fail to observe. I do not have time for trifles.
Oh, really, Holmes? You go too far.
Watson, tell Constable Fletcher to contact Lestrade with all haste. Now, I'd like to look around the house.
All right, Holmes.
Yeah, well, Holmes, terrible. They're obviously not trifles. You never have a potato in a trifle. I suppose he had to pay the Morris Piper. That kind of exhausts my my potato puns.
I recognise this handwriting.
Dun dun dun. What handwriting?
This handwriting is identical to the writing on Monsieur de la...
Yes. Sorry, I clicked over it. Osvaldo Reciba de la Vega, Antiquaire, Tristan de Cunha, Lisboa. I realised I did that with a French accent. I'm guessing this is some...
I need something.
Measure the shoes! Without tape measure.
Size 6.
So this is, alas, Mr. Horace Fowlett. Buried under a pile of potatoes. I'm still trying to think of potato puns. It's really bad. I suppose you could say he's wearing a Jersey Royal. Sorry.
The station master assured me he clearly saw Mr. Fowlett board the last train to London. But as Constable Fletcher can attest, the body in the cellar is without question that of Horace Fowlett.
The pillow's
missing. Do you
missing.
have the station master's statements there in your notes, Watson?
Of course. And be sure that...
It is neither the right place nor the right time to talk about this. We must hurry. I fear if we do not act promptly and with all haste, this second dead body will not be the last.
Actually, it's the
Let
first.
us return to Baker Street.